So last night was Mount Forest, and again, super impressed with this car. I don't know what is up with this thing. It ended up winning Mini Smash, and it ended up going into full size and coming second. So before anything is said and you guys say, Zach, why'd you wait so long? Why'd you take so long to shift? Blah, blah, blah. And I have a valid explaint. I buy aftermarket shifters so they don't break. This right here is a Rick Clark shifter, and it snapped clean off. Now, this happened before I even went in the ring. You can see that I've actually bent it now from pushing and pulling on it, because I just went into the ring. Right as I was about to go in, this snapped off. Just clearly sheared. And then I spent the entire derby pushing and pulling this shaft in and out in there, and it actually cut my wrist, cut my thumb, and it was pretty hard to do, believe it or not. And this transmission has been through so many derbies. When you put it in reverse, it takes almost 2 seconds for it to actually click into reverse. So that's an issue. So I kept hitting park, I kept hitting neutral, and I couldn't really find out what gear I was in, and it took me quite a bit to get in reverse. Drive was easy, just pull all the way back. So we bent this strut pretty bad. But if you take a look, it's not bent in. Well, it is a bit, but it's mostly bent back. And I know exactly the shot that did that. I was going to go hit a Crown Vic, and I kind of got spun. And as I got spun, I hit this tire off the Crown Vic tire, and I just folded the Crown Vic tire back. But this one didn't move. Some damage done to my double, but she seems to be okay. This shot right here, I'm not sure who did it. I haven't even edited the videos yet. That hurt. I ended up smashing a lot of my body off this fire extinguisher. So between the fire extinguisher and the shifter, I was getting beat up pretty bad inside there. This tire went flat in Mini Smash, but I didn't bring any spares, so I couldn't even change it to go into full size. So I just went into full size on the rim. And if you take a look, there's really not that much clearance. So I was pretty much dragging this in the mud the entire full size heat. Again, this car, I don't know what's up with it. If you take a look, the speaker deck has not even ripped out yet. Both sides the speaker deck's good. Now this side here, it's kind of folded in quite a bit because of how it's done, because of that door shot. But there's no gas tank protector in this. There's no nothing. And that the back end's holding together like I've never had a back end hold together before. I am still really impressed with this. This tire here is folded over into the strut. Rear subframe is a little tweaked, but it's still good. But like, this subframe is rotted. Why is this thing holding together as good as it is? I am not sure about anything on this. What ended up taking me out was the shifter slowed me down, and then this frame rail conked over so bad, and finally the Mazda 3 bumper gave out. That is 10 runs on this. If you include number 9 as the mini heat, and number 10 is the full-size heat, that is 10 runs on that bumper. And then everything came into my shifter down here. Let's see if I can see it better through here. And I really wasn't able to shift any gears. And I also broke the fitting off the front of the transmission again, so I'm hoping I can fix that, because I'd really like to keep using this transmission. But this car here is unbelievable. The strut has actually gone through the side of the frame, and that's why this thing's not bending. There's no space between the strut and the frame anymore, so that's why you're not going to bend this strut any more than what it already is. Pretty much the same on the other side. Back end is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this back end. I can't believe this car. If I was in a pinch and I was able to fix that transmission and try to straighten that frame out, I'd run this thing again, because this passenger side is still straight. Again, over here, the strut has gone through the side of the frame. You can see it all the way up here. And in the full-size heat, I was holding this thing to the floor, doing huge shots, and it was still going. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out why this car is so much better than every other car I've owned. And this thing here was pretty rusty. Like, I usually have these rear seams rip out. This one here's starting to, but it's still intact all the way around. I do not understand this crappy car. some guys are saying go for round 11 on it. I know that you guys are saying that, but I don't know. I kind of just want the motor out of it so I can scrap this thing, but the problem is it runs great. If the transmission hadn't done what it done, I think it would be great still. I probably would have won full size. And there was quite a bit of Fords in there with GM motors and 9-inch rear ends. But if this frame rail was a little bit straighter, I'd run this thing again. I really would. Subframe did finally bend over here, as you can see it. And I know that I'm going to have a whole bunch of comments on this, so I'm just going to show you this now. People are going to say that this frame rail's stuffed. I know that you guys are. So, for one, the frame is completely dimpled over on itself there. And two, you can see right up in there. You can see light through the holes. I've had different promoters making me drill holes in the side of this frame, and I've drilled them everywhere they've wanted, and nothing has bent on this thing. I cannot believe this car. Even the cage is crap. I know the cage is crap. So I do not know why this car just keeps going. Like I said, 10 derbies on one car is unheard of, especially for me. I know that a lot of you guys down in the US on your full weld cars, you put that amount of weld into it, you get more derbies out of it. But for me, this thing's bone stock. It's got a Mazda 3 bumper on it. It's got 3 repair plates. That's it. I stopped putting repair plates because I just wanted to wreck it. It's got stock axles, no blocks behind the suspension. It's got doubles, but that's about it. It's got stock axles, stock motor mounts. The motor mounts are not even chained down. There's nothing fancy about the motor mounts in this. And I have no threaded rod in the front, and in the back I got 2 pieces of threaded rod. I have no gas tank protector. I'm just not sure why this car is holding together the way it is. But I'm happy it did. I had fun. Very, very good run in Mini. If I was able to shift, I bet you I could have been a little bit faster. But I tried. And then full size, I got free entry to it basically. So it was nice to run. I told everybody I wanted to kill this car there. But if I wanted to, I could have just ran Mini, brought it home and saved it for another show. But I wanted to run full size. There was, I think, 3 full size cars in there with full frames. 2 of them were Fords with GM motors. 1 Camaro, which was pretty cool. You don't get to see too many 80s Camaros run full size around me. I had a W body, a aluminum spindle Buick, and another Toyota Avalon in there with me. And it ended up coming down to the 2 Toyotas. W body got put on the block, so it got 4th. Ford ended up stalling out and getting stuck, so that was 3rd. I took 2nd because I couldn't back up no more and got stuck in a corner. And 1st place was the Toyota Avalon. So I was quite happy with my day, and I was quite happy with this piece of junk car. Like I said, if I really wanted to, I could probably get one more run out of it, but I'm probably not going to do that. So what do you guys think of this thing? What makes you think this car lasted so long in the derby rings? I've never had it happen like this before, that's for sure. So let me know down in the comments. And thanks for watching. This is the aftermath of Mount Forest and the Camry that just would not die. I bet you if I fix that fitting on the transmission, threw some more fluid into it, put it in reverse, this thing would drive off the trailer no problem. So we'll have to take a good look at this thing and a tear down and see if I can actually make it drive for you guys one more time. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.